Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a special Timey-Wimey Tuesday Closer Look. Yes, well, we thought they would never do it. We didn't think they could do it, but they did it. We're getting Classic Who on Blu-ray. A nice, convenient, easy-to-collect season sets, no less. And with all the extras from the DVDs. And with even more extras on top of that. In short, these sets are freaking awesome. And if you've been waffling about collecting Classic Who, now's the time to start. These sets are totally worth it. So let's take a look at the three that have been released so far today on a closer look on Timey-Wimey Tuesday on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alrighty, well, let's not waste any time. Let's head on down to the black box and check out these Blu-ray sets. Okay, so we're going to do these in release date order, just to, I don't know, because I want to. So, here we go. So we have Tom Baker, the complete Season 1, or Season 12 overall of the series. So, here we go. You can see we got quite a listing of extras here. Now, apparently there was one new featurette that they created for the set that, for whatever reason, some kind of rights clearances or something, they did not include on the Region A set. Yeah, I don't know why. Something to do with, it was like a retrospective of British television from that era or something. And I'm guessing there was a lot of rights clearances for it. So apparently they're not doing that featurette anymore. They only did it on this one set, and that's it. Also, the UK sets are limited. They actually go out of print pretty quick. So here in the in North America, we just got basically a keep case with a slipcover, and that's it. UK sets, the designs are a little bit different. We'll take a look at that after this here. So, got our keep case, very nice. All the same information on the cover and on the back. So then if we open it up, now this is kind of nice. We actually have an insert. Yeah, so the insert gives us all of the disc-by-disc contents. So everything that's on each disc is listed here on the insert, which is quite nice. So that's one thing we did get that we didn't usually get with the DVD editions. I think the only DVD I can think of that had an insert was the Key to Time box set, the special edition version specifically. So one nice thing about this is each story has its own disc. So you've got maximum bit rate for all of these, so they really do look fantastic compared to their DVD counterparts. Much higher bit rates than what we would have seen on DVD. And of course, all mastered from the original PAL video footage for the studio footage, and wherever possible from original film prints of the location footage. Now, I don't know that they had the original film prints for this one, but some of the other seasons they do, but we'll talk about that when we get to them. So, pretty straightforward. You just have all the discs on the trays, and there you go. So, we'll just put the insert back in there. Quite nice. Really like having these because there's nowhere else that tells you what's on the discs other than, you know, the discs themselves tell you what story is on. It says story and special features. Well, what special features? And then the sixth disc has a bunch of additional special features. One of the things that really sold me on this set was not only the upgrade in quality, but also the new extras. They've got both new featurettes created as well as a lot of archival extras. For example, on this one, they have the Tom Baker years, which was originally a VHS release back in the early 90s. That was a 2-tape set. So it was actually a 3-hour-long thing where they have Tom Baker sitting there watching clips from his era as the Doctor and kind of giving some of his thoughts and reminiscences and reactions and such. It's, you know, it's not particularly insightful, but it's fun, and it's nice to have, because I actually missed that VHS release when it originally came out. I got a few of the other years ones, like I got the Hartnell years, and the Troughton years, and I had the Pertwee years, and then I had Cybermen the early years, and I think that was it. They also did a Daleks the early years, and they did Colin Baker years. They didn't get around to doing the Peter Davison or Sylvester McCoy ones, sadly. Speaking of Peter Davison, we have the second Blu-ray set that came out, which was Peter Davison Complete Season 1. Now, this is Season 19 overall of the series. So, once again, fairly straightforward. Artwork on the spine. And we got our extras on the back. Now, this one, actually, it's not purple on the back like this one was. So, they've changed the color scheme ever so slightly. And actually, if you look at the shading, the color of the Blu-ray logo is different, and the shade of gray used is slightly different as well. But so it'll kind of the first set will kind of stick out a little bit on your shelves. So yeah. So once again, if you're getting these in the UK, you want to get them while you can because they are limited editions. Here in North America, they do seem to be keeping them a little more available. All 3 sets that have been released so far are still available and reasonably priced. In terms of the pricing, actually, I mean, these sets typically go for about $50-$60 each, which is a bargain considering how much the original DVD sets went for. The original DVD sets, you could be paying $20, $30, sometimes $40 for a single story, depending how many discs it was. So sadly, with this one, when I did my update video, I was like, where's the insert? And it's like, well, they actually didn't have one for this set. For whatever reason, they omitted the insert from this and just went with the disc. So who knows what's on the discs? I guess you'll find out when you get to each one. But, yeah. Anyway, what can you do? Just spin that around there. But the one thing that was cool about this set was this was a season for which they actually had all of the original film negatives, the original 16mm negatives, for all of the location footage. So all of the stories with location footage, which is pretty much all of them, they actually had all the original film prints. They were able to rescan and remaster those in full high definition. And then the studio footage, and this is consistent for all of them, the studio footage is, of course, mastered from the original PAL masters, so slightly higher resolution than what you get in NTSC land here, and also better color, because PAL has always had truer, more stable color than NTSC. In fact, NTSC, there's always been a joke that NTSC stands for never the same color. So we'll just take a quick look here. This is the UK versions of the first 2 sets. So as you can see, the packaging is a little bit different. It's more kind of a book style and quite nice, and also has the seasons numbered properly. So you have season 12. You get all this cool pack-in stuff with it as well that we didn't get over here. And then here, of course, is season 19. And again, with lots of cool pack-in stuff. So as I keep saying, if you're going to get these, get them as soon as they come out. Do not wait, because if you wait, chances are you're going to miss out on them. The first set, the Tom Baker set, has been out of print for a little while now and is already going for ridiculous collector's prices. I assume there's going to be some kind of re-release at some point, but on the off chance that something similar might happen here, I haven't been wasting any time in picking these up. I've actually been grabbing them as they came out. This one, in fact, I pre-ordered. So I don't often pre-order stuff, but this one I made an exception and I pre-ordered it. And I think I'm going to do that with each set as it comes out. Because for me, I mean, even though I do have the complete set on DVD, which looks fantastic, and they did a great job of it, I have to say these Blu-rays are a noticeable improvement in quality, like quite a noticeable improvement in quality over the DVDs. I mean, for coming from the original PAL Masters, obviously there's a boost there, because the Blu-rays can handle the color depth and so forth of PAL video a lot better than NTSC video can. Hey, look, we have the inserts again. And by the way, this is season 18, so one nice thing, we have 2 consecutive seasons here, which is pretty cool. So we have the insert, which gives you all of the disc-by-disc contents, which is quite nice. There's quite a lot on here as well. And I'm not sure about the film prints on this one. I'm assuming they're kind of going with ones for which they have the highest quality elements first. And, you know, some fans wonder, well, what's with the haphazard release schedule? It's like, well, welcome to the world of Doctor Who on home video. They've kind of always released them that way. Ever since the days of VHS, they'd release a popular story and then a couple of less popular stories, and they just kind of pair them away like that, and then eventually kind of fill in the gaps as they go. And they did the same thing with the DVD releases. They just kind of released them based on popularity of story, and then releasing the less popular stories alongside more popular ones to, I guess, encourage fans to buy them who might otherwise avoid them. So if they're kind of picking it up as an impulse buy along with the more popular story, they're more likely to grab it. It's all marketing, right? So I think they're doing kind of the same thing with these, kind of going with the more popular seasons, such as Tom Baker's season, and pairing it off with another Doctor, and going from there. That said, there's some rumors circulating around about what the next few seasons might be. I've heard that seasons 10 and 17 might be next, which would be kind of nice, because then that would give us 3 consecutive seasons, seasons 17, 18, and 19. And then season 10, of course, is the earliest season for which they have all of the original masters, whereas earlier seasons, some of them only exist as film prints or what have you. So we'll put them all in chronological order here. That's not going to work. Let's do them this way. There. So there we go. The entire Doctor Who Blu-ray collection thus far. Only 23 seasons to go. So there you go. In my opinion, definitely worth the upgrade. Even the studio footage, like just the upscaled studio footage, looks miles better than the DVDs. And for sets like this, where they actually have all the location footage, wow, what a difference. Like, huge, huge difference. And as I said, just for the absolute wealth of extras on there, I mean, just when I thought they couldn't cram any more on there, like, from the DVDs, they did. Like, for example, one of the big examples would be the studio footage. Like, I love the studio footage that they include. It's just like you're sitting there watching them make the show and seeing how they would put the show together back in the day. On the DVDs, they would include selections of the studio footage, but on the Blu-rays, they don't have as much of a space concern, so they just put the whole darn tape on there, in addition to the edited highlights version from the DVDs. So there's so much behind-the-scenes stuff to go into, and there's archival stuff, there's new stuff. There's one segment that they created for these Blu-rays. They've had them on every set so far, called Behind the Sofa, which is so much fun. It's basically, they've reunited several of the cast and crew from the series. Sometimes not even relevant to the particular series they're looking at, but they're, you know, from Doctor Who past or future of whatever season you're watching. But basically, they sit and watch all the episodes from the season and give their comments and so forth, and it's just hilarious. I mean, they're full of like anecdotes and just sort of cheesy remarks, and they're just having a blast, and it's very infectious as you're watching. It's just a lot of fun to watch. So Behind the Sofa, check that out on the Blu-rays. And yeah, and in short, get them. They're great. And as I said before, don't wait on them, especially if you're in the UK, because I know in the UK they are limited editions, and the early one, this one anyway, is already out of print and fetching ridiculous prices. So don't wait on any of the others, because you'll just regret it later. I mean, I'm sure eventually they'll probably release like Doctor collections, much like they've been doing for the new series. We'll just kind of compile together all the seasons and all the discs of the previously released sets, and just lump them all in together in a big box set of some kind. But for now, if you don't want to wait for the if that might happen possibility and don't want to take any chances, get the season sets as they come out. This is one of the few times I've actually been pre-ordering stuff as it comes out, because I don't want to risk missing them. Anyway, that is it for this week's Closer Look and Timey-Wimey Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to swing by Twitch if you feel so inclined. I stream there just about every day, doing behind-the-scenes stuff, such as the making of these videos and games, and just generally hanging out and having a good time and chatting with the folks. So we'll see you next time. Until then, sayonara.